Chinese people use the dragon as their cultural icon because dragons are believed to be everywhere and still remain a mystery. Like the dragon, China is unavoidable. Even if you look around right now, you will definitely spot something made in China, like this phone or the equipment we use, or that security camera. Or if you are watching this video in a crowded bookstore or airport or cafe, you will definitely look at somebody from China. Yet, despite thousands of dragon-titled books and films and lectures and businesses, this enormous country has managed to remain a mystery to most people. Accurate information on China has always been scarce, and that remains true even today, as half of the world's population basically walks around with NASA-grade data terminals in their pockets. Most books, articles, videos, and courses on doing business with China, however, follow these kind of cartoonish cliches of Confucians and Taoists and Maoists performing transformer-style conversions into electric gadgets and skyscrapers and high-speed trains and electric cars. But I think China is neither unknown nor unknowable, because thousands of people arrive in the country each year, inhale its equally intoxicating air and culture, eat its food, work with its people, and succeed well enough to make this country one of the most profitable markets on Earth. Those are the people I train, coach, and advise. They are the dragon suits in the book's title. Over the years, I listened to their triumphs and troubles as business leaders and professionals, parents, and friends. I both attended their crisis meetings and ribbon-cutting ceremonies. I joined their weekend getaways and barbecues and learned their strange twin language. I also realized that they were the best source of the scarce, practical business advice that we have to run a successful enterprise in China. Their voices inspired Dragon Suit. The book started as a series of interviews with executives and managers that I had coached or advised or trained as an intercultural leadership consultant based in Shanghai, where most Western multinational companies have their China headquarters. Coaches work under strict confidentiality, so I couldn't use the stories I heard, but later I went back and interviewed them again. And at first I was simply curious of their personal and professional stories, but over time, my collection started to include notes and sound recordings that simply cried out to become a book. Although the reader will probably draw important practical conclusions on how to explore business opportunities in China or run projects and teams, make better strategic decisions, or even how to engage Chinese business partners in an increasingly virtual age, Dragon Suit is not a business manual. I deliberately maintain a subjective vantage point, that of individual expatriates who spent at least a few years in China, usually as managers of multinational firms. I also include the voices of executive coaches, advisors, and even psychologists as they explain essential aspects of expat life in China and the work that expats do there. I present current events and some research as a backdrop for the professional and personal lives of foreign managers in China, including their aspirations, their challenges, successes, and the lessons they learned and shared with me during these interviews. The structure of the book follows the typical sequence of an expatriate manager's journey into and then away from China, like accepting an opportunity to relocate, first impressions, the delights and difficulties of expat life, working with local colleagues and eventually leading them, and finally, one way or another, leaving the country behind. In the final chapter, I also look at who China's next generation of expats will be, what they can achieve there, and what they can learn from the previous generation of dragon suits.